I'm apologizing in advance. My voice is a little raspy. I'm a little under the weather, and it is very early morning. So, both of those things combined don't lead to a great recording voice. So, bear with me today. I started this year out with a lot of goals. There were so many areas in my life that I wanted to improve, areas I wanted to grow, areas where I wanted to focus more, things I wanted to do, things I didn't want to do, boundaries I wanted to set. The list was pretty long. I wrote it in the back of my planner, and the list was something I referenced every few months to see what goals I was hitting, where I was falling short, where I needed to readjust, and where I just had to say, this isn't going to happen this year. And I'm not going to lie, there are some goals that I didn't hit, mostly around my health and my business, but I'm not allowing myself to get bummed about it or upset or thinking any less of myself. Instead, I'm taking the time to really focus on those areas and reflect on why I didn't meet those goals, what I can learn from it, and what I can do better in the new year. And that brings us to today's quote by Thomas Edison. I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that didn't work.
Welcome to Mom Wife Career Life's weekly empowering episode of Monday's Motivational Mindset. And you know what that means. It's time to kickstart your week with a boost of inspiration, positivity, and a full lot of motivation. Working moms, I get it. Mondays can be tough. We all know that. But they're also a chance for a fresh start, a new opportunity, and the perfect day to set the tone for a successful week ahead. I'm Carrie Pat, your host and fellow working mom. Every week, I'll be sharing a motivational quote and we'll break it down, share stories, and uncover the wisdom it holds for our unique journey as working moms. So whether you're getting ready for work, making those school lunches, or just enjoying a quiet moment alone, let's dive into this week's dose of motivation. Let's make this Monday count.
Today's quote is, I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that didn't work by Thomas Edison. It's so easy for us moms, especially if you're an ambitious mama like me, to look back on the year and focus on the things that didn't go to plan. Those goals that you fell short on, maybe you didn't stick to that exercise plan, a raise in my hand for this one. Maybe you missed out on opportunities to do things with your family because you worked too much, or maybe you let those career goals slip a bit because life threw you a curveball. That kind of happens and you do. But what if we shifted how we view those moments and really reflect on them and learn from them? Too often, moms equate setbacks with failure. You didn't make it to every school event? You're not failing. You're human. Missed a work deadline? That's not a failure. It's a moment to reassess your priorities. Edison reminds us that failure isn't about falling short. It's about how we interpret and use those experiences. Think about all the things you did this year. Maybe you tried to put systems in place, routines in place, tried hacks to make your life smoother. Maybe your strict bedtime schedule didn't work. Meal prepping felt overwhelming, or work-life balance just seemed more like a myth than a reality. That doesn't mean you failed. It means you've identified what doesn't work for you and your family. Instead of dwelling on the frustration, focus on the wisdom you gained from it. What did you learn about yourself, your family needs, or your priorities? Edison didn't stop inventing after the 9,999th attempt, and neither should you. The key to success isn't perfection, it's persistence and consistency. So my challenge for you this week, mamas, is to reflect and reimagine, and here is how you're going to do that. First, list your lessons. Grab that journal or piece of paper and write down 3 goals you had this year or moments you had this year that felt like failures. Then take the time to really think about them, and beside each one, write what you learned from it. So for example, I missed my fitness goals. What did you learn? I learned I need smaller, more realistic steps. I need to time block better. I need to set boundaries around that time and put my fitness first. Maybe work-life balance didn't happen to you this year. What did you learn from that? That you need to be firmer with your boundaries at work. See, both of them had to do with boundaries. Maybe that's where we're going to be focusing our efforts in January, focusing on creating those boundaries. Then you're going to reframe your failure. Choose one of them and reframe it as a win. Celebrate the fact that you actually tried. This mindset shift can really change how you approach your goals and how you approach your scheduling and your planning. For me, my health goals, I learned that I can't work out of my kitchen because I'm an emotional eater. So I get up and I go straight to food. So I had to create a new workspace outside of my kitchen. See that? Then I want you to set an experiment. Pick one thing to try differently this week. Want better mornings? Maybe test out a new 10-minute morning routine. Want more connection with your family? Schedule a phone-free family dinner. The goal isn't perfection. It's making that little progress every day. So As you wrap up this year, embrace this quote. You haven't failed, you've learned. So go into 2025 with the courage to keep experimenting, knowing that every no or everything that doesn't work gets you closer to that yes or that thing that works for you and your family. And I'd love to help keep you accountable. So come on over to our Facebook group, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms, and tell me what experiment you're going to try this week. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Carrie Pat. Before you go, if you found this podcast helpful, I would be so grateful if you would take a minute, go on over to iTunes and leave me a review. If you have other stressed out mamas in your life that you feel this podcast could help, take a screenshot of this episode, post it on your Instagram stories and tag me, and let them know that they are not alone and they can create balance in their life too. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover or you just want to connect, DM me on Instagram at mom.wife.career.life or come on over and hang out in our free Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Carrie Pat.